For some reason, I wanted to say Wizard instead of Wizards. Of course, the Mason stack. So some pretty familiar faces here. Definitely a popular team when it comes to the personalities. They did recently get rid of Clairvoyance, replaced him with Justin, a pretty high MMR pub star from the region. So should be an interesting match.
Yeah, I actually played against that guy.
You pubbed against him. What do you think? Is he legit?
We'll see. I'll reserve my judgment after the game.
We'll see him on the fields of actual competitive battle, which we'll hop into right now. Draft has begun. Teams selecting up their heroes.
Pretty unusual opening. We see Darkseer openings. I mean, we saw this a lot at TI, but not as much nowadays.
Look at that. The Doom and Clock first phase bans.
And the Brood as well. I mean, the Brood is kind of expected, but the Doom and the Clockwork is probably something that we don't really know. Maybe High Council of Wizards know something that we don't. Maybe in scrims they played against this team, and this team has been using the Clock and the Doom, frequently. But right now they're gonna have the Darkseer as their offlaner, so no Doom or no Clockwork for them. And High Council of Wizards are gonna respond with a Tusk plus Alchemist. I mean, Alchemist is also a hero that we've seen being on the rise recently. With I think players have been experimenting a lot, in the builds. We saw from IG they actually started out him on the mid position, Vitality booster into Radiance.
Yeah, that was definitely an unexpected build.
Teams have been using him as like Medallion into SMY. We've
also seen the Ags feeding, like just
Ags feeding,
pulling Ags to your team.
Mr. Envy.
Definitely, I feel like you definitely want to have at least one hero that can use the upgrade.
He's very
anytime you pick him
flexible on on his lanes as well. You can go mid, you can go safe lane, you can be very greedy with your build. You can go for a I think we have not seen it on competitive matches. We go for the pressure build, Shadow Blade early. You go for a pick off. You max your
concoction
your stun
your acid spray.
Instead of the maxing. When you see the players go for the Vitality booster to Radiance or the Aghanims feeding, you go for max Grievous Grip. But the Shadow Blade build will require you to go for the stun build. You max your stun first after the acid, so you can actually pressure.
It just seems like IceFrog wants Alchemist to be played as a farmer because he keeps on buffing Grievous Greed more than any other ability of Alchemist. Like, it's indirect buffs like the Ags change, as well as the directly improving the amount of gold you can get and how easy it is to... and how much you benefit from leveling it as well now. I believe it scales better than it used to. It's not as much of a value.
And then against Alchemist, you want to have a lineup that is really good at fighting at level 1, so you can deny... a lot of the game revolves around the Alchemist getting the first bounty rune, because against Queen it's a very difficult matchup. Queen dominates Alchemist very, very hard in the lane, so Alchemist needs the first bounty rune very, very badly. So if God Bless can actually prevent the Alchemist, if it's a mid Alchemist against Queen and the Alchemist doesn't get the first bounty rune, it's gonna be trouble.
It's pretty hard to get both bounty runes.
I mean, I think you would rather
the best way?
You rather just contest one side of the rune. You somehow scout or you predict. Unless you have a bounty, you can scout where the Alchemist is going. You can predict.
Just send the whole team there.
Yeah, you bring 5 heroes towards.
Even if they get the other bounty.
Yeah, if they get the other bounty, I think it's unless you're really sure that you're gonna be able to contest with 4 heroes. But I think against Alchemist, it's worth to commit 5 heroes to prevent him from actually getting the first bounty rune.
Yeah, maybe it's even where you go for like an early level 1 smoke play, try and ambush them.
Yeah, maybe it's possible. You take your opponents by surprise. But right now, High Councils of Wizards and Priests have Tusk and Rubik, like 2 heroes that are really good at fighting at the bounty rune. You have Lift into like a possible cliffing area. You have Snowball. You have Ice Shots to block either one of it. So they definitely have heroes that would excel at protecting the Alchemist in getting his bounty rune. I would say maybe a hero like Earthshaker would also be like heroes that you look to go for when you want to secure your Alchemist or bounty rune.
As for God Bless, they grabbed the Winter Wyvern.
Darkseer Winter Wyvern, standard.
With the crop, very 6.84, solid team fight lanes, just all around, well-rounded type draft.
Yeah, you will probably see this with maybe a Ember.
There's a Gyro available.
There's no Ember, but there's Gyro. Gyro plus Darkseer, Vacuum, and Winter's Curse is definitely a really powerful combo. But right now we'll see what High Council of Wizards do with their draft. They definitely would want to pick heroes that would make use of the Aghanim Scepter.
No.
So
And in order to punish the Queen of Pain as well as the Cold Embrace, they're going to grab a Skywrath Mage. So
very solid pick here.
very strong lanes for the Council.
And very good hero at fighting at level 1 engage with the...
They want that bounty rune.
It's more of the alchemist wants the bounty rune.
Yeah. I'm very curious if he continues to get picked, how teams are going to try to counter him. I mean, that's definitely a good point, denying the bounty rune, which is not something other teams have really prioritized yet.
Support Night Stalker, but he's a hero that, again, very good at level 1 skirmish because you're tanky, you have...
and like Rubik and Skywrath are just food for him if he gets farmed.
You have a very good level 1 nuke, so God Bless definitely has a very strong level 1, fighting heroes. They have Iron Shell and Night Stalker, that is also something to note. It's really terrifying for Rubik and Skywrath to fight into that, since they are really weak. And the Spectre ban is also a really good ban as well, because other than the Gyro, I think Spectre could be a good hero to finish their lineup with.
Well, High Council will remove a Spectre, indicating they don't want to get caught up in a late game farm war with a hard carry on the enemy side.
What late game hero could make use of the Aghanim Scepter?
Rubik can use it, of course.
I mean, their last hero, probably. The safe laner.
Walrus Kick is not very good at all. Skywrath Mage...
It's like Earth Spirit.
It's like Ghetto Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
Or like, it's kind of like a Blink Skewer a little bit. You just pull an enemy out of position.
Not worth the price you pay.
No, definitely. It's not like the Veno eggs, which is just amazing. And Skywrath can't normally support the eggs, unless he has a ton of farm. I don't know. That's the one thing here is I'm not seeing the amazing. I think the Rubik's the main option here, really.
Are they looking for a PL pick because they banned the Legion? Possibly for God Bless. They want a hard carry to be able to kill like a lot of damage to kill.
Is this an anti-mage game?
Anti-mage is usually very tricky though. I mean, it's really good versus the Queen, the Darkseer. They have huge mana pool for mana work.
Not normally very good against Night Stalker until later on.
Yeah, but you get pressured, that's the thing. Then you have Alchemist, which is alone a very greedy pick already. So AM plus Alchemist could be very detrimental to the whole team, because it slows down the whole momentum of the team.
Could they go for a Gyro?
Yeah, it could work.
He can use the eggs.
Yeah.
Actually, the Gyro eggs is fun.
Come on,
It's fun. It's fun.
Gyro egg.
You can't deny that.
It's fun, but practically not useful.
How about a... Nah. Slark.
If only Slug could use an Aghanims. But
What would his eggs even be? If he had one?
Permanent Shadow Dance.
You need 2 forms of detection in order to ever see a Slark.
But it's definitely better than the Anti-Mage though, because it's going to allow them to, play with a fast momentum game.
He'll have a tougher laning stage versus the Darkseer maybe, but we'll make up for it.
I mean, he has really strong supports like Rubik and Skywrath. What is the Darkseer going to do with... If they decide to do dual lanes, Darkseer plus Night Stalker against Rubik plus Skywrath, I think they should be able to deal with it if they lane the 2 supports.
His Majesty! The once and future king.
The king
hit the field.
The king and the queen.
The king and the queen. And then their subjects, their loyal Darkseer.
The jokers.
The Joker, or the Jester, as he's also known. You've got the clarinet player. So and then the kid. Who's the kid?
They have a very face rush type of lineup, and the kid should be... The Darkseer is the kid?
I guess so.
Night Stalker should be the Jester, even though he's not a very big comedian.
They're a very serious lineup. There's no fun on these heroes. Look at those faces.
But they have a very strong lineup in terms of fighting early, even early to mid game. Heroes that excel in fighting with very minimal items, like Brave King with just one small item, maybe a drums or I'm curious to see what build the Wraith King go, this game. You sometimes see Midas into Radiance. I think Radiance Wraith King is good. The Radiance King is good this patch.
It was the Team Imagine or Leviathan carried player that enjoyed his Radiance King back in the day. So he has since left the team.
We'll see the level 1 contest of the bounty run. Let the games begin.
Fog dropping the good manners here. Always a very nice guy, Mr. Yanis.
God bless.
Is that just their line? I guess that's their line. A 5-man storm towards the bottom lane develops. He gets the lane ward out. They did not smoke for this. Else they may have had a slight chance at killing off little Icarus. God bless. Moving into the jungle now. Of course, still, although they're scouted, looking to get some wards up. They will, off the bat, plant down one. Right next to the tree line, so just not the magic bush ward. And, oh, Mason does have the lead. So God bless, take over the jungle. They get one ward down. For free, Demon will get one now. Importantly, Alchemist
is
just waiting at the top rune.
This is fine for Alchemist. He's gonna get the top rune. Oh, maybe not. They're actually all running towards top because they don't scout the Alchemist at bottom. Yeah,
and he's running towards bottom. See ya!
The dodge.
They didn't see him!
This is good for...
Too late.
Well played. This is really well played by Justin. Very good decision making. So, as I mentioned, against Queen, he really needs the first bounty rune because it's going to allow him to get the bottle.
Easy 500 gold.
Yeah, because he's not going to be able to, you know, right click and get last hits in the lane versus the Queen that much. So he's going to rely on getting the acid spray as soon as possible. The first wave, he's probably going to get only one creeps. He needs to use tangles to trade for last hits. Since he didn't go for the quelling blade, I think it's going to be very hard for him to get last hits until he reaches level 2. Yeah, he's not getting last hits in the lane.
That's okay. He's got too many pulled tangos to even hold, as well as a salve and a bottle. He'll be just fine. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy lane, that's for sure. They do make the go on the bottom lane onto Illuminati already. The High Council doing a lot of work here. Darkseer down to just 200 HP off the bat.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle in this lane because he didn't get a good block off. So, I mean, against Rubik and Scarf, like I mentioned, it's gonna be a very tough lane. Like 3 heroes. Darkseer doesn't excel at dealing with 3 heroes. He's only really good if it's 1v2. So he's gotta be thinking whether he goes to the jungle right now because this lane has too much kill potential on him. So right now he needs to make a decision like fairly soon. I don't think he's gonna be able to get any experience on the off lane.
Meanwhile, Demon occupying the Radiant off lane here. Gets zoned back a bit by the Wyvern. They do bring Eagle in, so they leave the Queen to her own devices.
Yeah.
And Alchemist already 5-0.
Oh, he's been actually getting much more last than
he's getting punished a bit here by Reality. Gone for the level 2 Shadow Strike. Has a blink available.
Wow.
Close to going for it.
And he's doing the right thing, you know. He's forcing the Alchemist out of experience range when he drops his chemical spray, acid spray. That's what you ideally want to do as the Queen.
Yeah, she is kind of low now. That acid spray, Reality.
And he doesn't have a salve though. That is problematic.
Now the lane gets easy for Justin. 2-minute rune about to spawn.
I think it's a really important move to make as a Queen against Alchemist. With the first bounty rune, you need to send yourself a salve because you'll be taking a lot of damage from the acid spray. You need another regeneration item before you actually get.
He might die here. Fog just rushes in, and he's dead.
See you.
Buys a TP. Has a lot of time to think about what went wrong, but first blood spilt by the roaming Skywrath Mage.
I think what went wrong was he didn't get a salve. You really need to get a salve early. And top lane, Demon's gonna get his snowball off.
Snowball forward onto Hikagaya Hashim, but can't quite finish the job. So he's back himself away while Fogged even moves in. Just all over the place. He's very confident.
Darkseer's caught out here. They have a lift to actually disable
the Ion Shell's doing some work on Mason. Will it be enough to kill him off though? Mason has the Dark Pact zapped by Bleak, and down he goes. The High Council leading 2-0, getting farm on both of their big cores, getting the levels in the offlane, not losing Demon yet. Everything going swimmingly. Going swimmingly early on.
Denied.
It might be a very small thing not getting a salve early, but you see the Queen getting a salve now. I think it was a huge mistake not to get a salve early against Alchemist. Even if you get another set of extra tangles, it's still better than not. He was just banking on able to farm the bottle right out, you know, from the bounty rune and just having the 2 pull tangles. Now the Alchemist is going to have a really easy time in the lane since you have 2 levels in Acid Spray already. It's very hard for the Queen to actually harass you because you actually take so much damage from Acid Spray.
So what do they do here, Winter? Do they try to gank him? Do they just give up on this lane and leave it as a 1v1?
I think they can't really...
What's the adjustment?
They can't really move, and bottom lane we see
Darkseer pops the Surge, does barely get away. One more auto attack would have done the trick, or the mana for a Fade Bolt, but Bleak was just 5 mana short there. And also at the same moment, top lane, Eagle looking to go in. They even bring the Wyvern into position. Need that first auto attack a bit sooner. Can't get it in time, and now the turn. Eagle trapped out. They've got the Snowball, popping the Mago, engaging. Jimmy goes in, gets the kill. Drake's fogged along with him. Keeps on chasing. Kagaya first stack will end up surviving at the very least, but still 3-0 the score. Everybody getting their gold.
Things are not looking good for them though. They're losing all their lanes. Tusk Tusk, Alchemist, and the Slug are all getting very good farm from all the lanes. Darkseer hasn't really retreated to the jungle. He's level 2. He has his Iron Shell on the level 2 Night Stalker. Oh my god.
And they're even stacking Ancients while this is happening. This is a lot of extra income to go the way of the High Council.
They have to get
Bleak into the trees as the teleport scroll. They go south. He happens to run into them. Oh, there you are, your pesky little Rubik. But he can just hang on, wait for the void, and then TP out. So they've really got to be careful about how they engage. And no, they just don't have the damage in the end. Whiffed opportunity there. Things going from bad to worse here for...
this is looking really bad.
Team God Bless early on.
The next timing they have is Queen rotation. Queen has level 6 now. Bottom lane, they're gonna get a lift onto Eagle.
Eagle caught out a bit. The Surge won't save him. He runs back and forth, but has nowhere to truly go. Demon making a good movement towards that lane and just shutting down the Night Stalker. If they can shut him down at night, then you better believe he's not going to be offering them much during the daytime. 5.5 minutes in, still only level 2.
So right now, they need to bank on this Queen of Pain Sonic Wave. The first Sonic Wave that he's going to use has to... A bottom lane, they're going to go in once more.
Another pounce, another snowball, and another kill. And the ward they have, Winter, although it blocks the camp, doesn't give them any idea of who's in the lane.
Yeah, but he has to expect it, right? Because before that, Jimmy was like... The Tusk was already rotated down to get a kill on the Night Stalker. So you need to play very safe until you're 100% certain that the Tusk is not in the lane anymore. That was just not a good move by the Darkseer, going out too far.
Demon now grabbing a double damage rune. Oh, this could be painful. Rally has cracked level 7, has the ultimate now. Maybe tries for a kill, though. Justin's not going to be an easy grab as he's already got 1,000 HP. Definitely can't be burst solo. Dropping the acid spray, Reality.
Interesting to see as well. The Wraith King hasn't skilled anything. He has 2 extra skill points. Doesn't want to have the Vampiric Aura to push the lane, I guess.
Yeah, he's not really getting pressured very much right now. Just a little Rubik off doing some side pull shenanigans, or farming, I guess you could say. Bleak getting a lot of levels off the map. It, in general, feels like the High Council, just everybody being more efficient, more effective with their time.
Yeah.
Now we even see Justin again stacking the Ancients.
Slug is also going for early Midas because he knows everything is going very well for his team. You can play as greedy as possible and put a lot of pressure on to God Bless, because when you see the Midas and Alchemist, you immediately know that you have to do something. And
Snowball in, shards are available. Oh, doesn't catch him. So Demon immediately says, let's get back, Mason. Not this day. Still though, the pressure here is enormous.
We'll see if the Wraith King also reacts to getting a Midas of his own here. When you see the Slug going for Midas. It's either that or he just chooses to go for like maybe a Blade Mail or Blink early. That's going to be like a risky play, because when you go for that build, you actually commit, fully into aggression, so your ganks have to be working out.
3-hero smoke rotation, and they want to wrap on mid. Looks like they're hoping to kill off the Queen of Pain here. The line was drawn by Bleak.
They have a ward as well, so they want to place a ward in the jungle when they are doing this, if possible.
Reality is playing this one safe, but just again forced into a defensive posture as Justin grabs a bounty rune. Oh, delicious, nutritious. 2,300 gold already.
And he's going for the...
He's for full 2k up on the...
He's going for the greedy build as well. After maxing acid, you max the greed as well. They're gonna go in here with the snowball.
Snowball not gonna get in range for that one. Demon off on his own on the other side of the fight. Eagle trying to force out the kill on Bleak. Can't do it, and Reality will jump in. Punishes Demon, who didn't bring along the team. Perhaps for the best that he did, though. Now Bleak may be in danger here. Another Void in a couple of seconds, but out arrives. Quap Bleak's forward. Reality finding some much needed footing in this game. And now chasing for an additional kill. Fogged off on his own. Where's the backup? Slark can't do anything at the stage of the game, and the Alk unable to really assist.
Oh, they lost 3 heroes there. That was big. The first...
Very, very disorganized initiation there.
Yeah, that initiation was not good, but that was the first Sonic Wave of the game that netted them, even though they only used it initially on like the Tusk, but the follow-up was able to net them an extra 2 kills, so all in all it was a really good exchange for God Bless. They got what they need. They really need that, after falling so far behind. Well, a mech coming out from
Mech rush from Justin.
So they're looking to take the aggression.
And Slark did not go Midas. He backed off for the treads.
That is understandable considering the mech, because when you get a mech on the Alk, you want to fight, right? So if the Midas goes on the Slug, then it doesn't really sing as a unit of your whole team, the items you're building.
This used to be Super's preferred way to play the Alk. Go Radiant, stack the Ancients from the low ground.
I wonder if he's actually going to stop at 2 points on Grievous Greed. Since he went for the mech, you want to go fighting. Like some players actually do that.
It seems like there'd be some cognitive dissonance if you're not leveling up the stun.
Let's see.
We're about to find out now.
The mystery will be solved. No!
Okay. Maybe gets the mech as insurance here, just in case they have to fight, but then wants to play the economy game if he can.
I mean, usually when you get a mech, you want to fight though. You don't want to waste the 2k gold. It's one of the few items where it's like a blink, right? The moment you get it, you want to make use of it to achieve an objective.
It's the insurance mech, I suppose.
Insurance mech. I mean, I guess since he's so far ahead,
why not?
Why not?
I mean, despite the double kill for Reality, he's still 2,000 down on the Alchemist, even with the Slark, who has been off free farming. Mason yet to really show his head in any kind of larger scale engagement. In fact, Wraith King also yet to leave the top lane. His Majesty just content to whack creeps.
What did he actually go for?
He went for the treads. He's still saving skill points here.
I mean, the ultimate is understandable because you want to. Level 1 ultimate has such a long cooldown.
You want to make sure it's a good ult.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it if you know you're gonna die twice.
They smoke mid and they move.
I think it was,
interestingly,
I think it was actually seen.
It was seen by the ward, but Bleak drew a line towards bottom, expecting the smoke gank to be headed that way. So
I think they
Jimmy,
might
slight chance he gets caught.
Yeah, they might actually get the tusk because they actually anticipate the movement towards bottom. But if you look
he's playing safe. Good movement by
If
Jim.
you look at the heroes, though, the only way they initiate onto the tusk is by stunning from the Wraith King, since the Wyvern has not achieved level 6 yet. So they're gonna move the Queen back towards middle. He's actually building into a use
versus a Skywrath. It's also, you can dodge the Alk stun pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good game for the use and the snowball as well. A lot of stuff.
Eagle. Oh, that's a dead Night Stalker. The Alk stun, just the cherry on top that will put Justin close to level 10 as he looks to pressure this bottom lane. They also have access, not a Mystic Flare, fogged. Gonna get a ward up to help secure the push, and Reality just ratting it out mid a bit. While off in the jungle, 470 Illuminati, your Darkseer, decides his own jungle not so safe, wants to go into the Radiant Woods. There's a jump in mid from Mason, trying to force that blink out. Pouncing, but Reality had already retreated. Still though, Mason getting more aggressive, more active on the map, and it will be a Shadow Blade for him. So it's full on aggression here in the mid game from the High Council. Minus the Grievous Greed. 90% aggression.
Minus the Grievous Greed.
I guess you could say he's aggressively greedy. Bill, there's the reveal. He's gone for a Blink Dagger, jumps in onto Justin straight away. They're trying to kill off the raid boss here, but he has the mech. Very tanky. This Alchemist won't go down without a fight. He's still healing up. An additional stun, a double clobber move from
Man, that was so important.
Team God Bless, but they do
so
secure the kill.
That was so important for them since they went for the Blink. It's like an all-in play for the Wraith King. Goes for a Blink and he's gonna be able to
He has a mango! Hello, oh no. Gets fogged.
He lost vision there, so wasn't able to get the connection with the stun. So right now they have Sonic Wave. They want to be able to make use of this to take objectives. Oh, once more, they're gonna go in. Tusk.
Demon does have the snowball, but playing with fire a bit.
He's making enough space for Mason to actually get the tier 1 in middle.
So they're gonna take the tower, but High Council, the reaction is just to split push. They get the tower mid. They're gonna do some damage to top.
I mean, this is the right move though, because they can't really fight into the Wraith King with Ultimate and Winter's Curse plus the Darkseer right now.
And now that they see the blink, they don't really want to fight.
Yeah, you just want to dodge, and because Wraith King has gone for Blink and not very farm intensive item, you want to split push and just drag out the game until your Slug. Slug is even going to find a triple stack here. It's going to be
angry Wraith King blinking in, gets the stun off on Fog, preventing a Mystic Flare. He won't get it off, but now chases even further. Bleak has stolen the Void. Is it going to be sufficient? Demon searching, wanted to follow up with a snowball. Instead, turns on to Bill. Ars punches him up and down in the air. Ion Shell still going here. They're bringing in more. They get the Winter's Curse off. Demon's going to go down. All of a sudden, a flurry of aggression as God Bless get back on the map, making the score 6-6 and dragging the gold lead and the experience lead down to even, or in the latter case, even in their favor. And in case you didn't know, Wraith King has a Blink Dagger. One of our casters apparently just took a little nap, a little siesta.
So Alchemist is going back for SMY, so it's going to allow him to be more useful in team fights, having more HP and obviously movement speed to chase the targets down. And maxing the grid is going to mean that he's going to be always in front of the Wraith King, since Wraith King didn't even go for Midas. So the pressure is going to be on God Bless to actually make...
Do you go back for Midas now? I mean, he's got the gold for it now.
I don't think so.
Or you just like go like Blade Mail.
Yeah, if you don't go for the Midas early, you just don't go for it anymore. I think you go Blade Mail or even... I'm not sure what is the most optimal build for the Wraith King here. In this
Radiance? Do you consider the Radiance?
Maybe. If he actually gets a few more kills along the way, maybe.
The one thing I do love about the Midas is just... It's not even the gold, it's just the levels. Getting the level 3 ult as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the levels is one thing. It's also because it allows you time to actually decide what item. Because like now, I'm not really sure what's best for the Wraith King. But when you have a Midas, you have time to figure out what you want.
Now Bill consistently being chipped down by the shards here. He may lose his ultimate soon if he's not careful. They TP in one. Flark about to reveal a Shadowblade. Bill retreating out. Eagle scrambling to the right. They also have the Yules now in the Queen of Pain. And Mason unable to close the gap. This will allow the Darkseer a little space. Starts pressing in mid. So they scout out the Shadowblade and they will dodge that initial counter gank.
They're going to finish a mech on the Darkseer soon. So that's going to even things out on the mech count. Both teams will be having a mech. So until that point, I think God Bless would only be looking to fight a head-on engagement until they finish their mech. They're still very strong though with the Sonic Wave and the Blink on the Wraith King. I still feel like Blade Mail could be a better choice here against the Mystic Flare and the Acid Spray as well. I mean, there's a lot of damage, like even the Dark Pact, a lot of damage that you can't control. But I'm not exactly sure because Blade Mail is very all-in though. If you go back for Radiance, it still gives you some sort of late game potential because you have a farming item.
He is gonna go with the Blade Mail. So all in aggression from Bill. I like it.
This is like you have a poker hand of aces pair and you just decide to
you just all in. Well, I don't know if he has a pair of aces. Okay, that's saying like this game is pretty much over.
Maybe he has a 6 and 7 of clubs and he decides to go all in.
Yeah, or like a single face card maybe.
So right now, I feel team fight potential wise, since both teams have the mech, I would actually favor God Bless if they execute properly with their combination of spells, the vacuum into... I mean, I guess they still need a couple of levels on the Darkseer. Until then, only they will be able to execute the vacuum into Curse properly with the Sonic Wave. But they still have 2 lives on the Wraith King though, so yet to pop his ultimate, he's gonna have his 11 soon, which is really crucial. Because the cooldown reduction is massive. So right now, I still feel like God Bless team fight wise is much stronger than High Council and Wizards.
They are scouted out here, Justin. Booking it back. He's just gonna get a little reinforcement. Rubik rotates in, and this ward doing a lot of work, helping to keep that Alchemist safe, while elsewhere in the jungle, the Winter Wyvern scouted out a bit by Mason, but they get the curse off on Demon as Bill rushes in, and is gonna quickly clobber and finish off that Tusk with the Iron Show. They can't quite do the job on the Winter Wyvern, even committing the Skywrath Mage ultimate. They get the kill, but was it worth it? They threw so much. Rubik, what a steal! Blink with the counterplays, grabbing that Winter Wyvern ultimate, turning it against them. Quad bolt over the top, decently done so far, 2 for 2. But they still have the Wraith Keynote as they try to finish off Eagle. Everybody agrees to disarm and back off, but Mason, apparently he didn't sign that disarmament treaty as he continues to hunt forward, looking for the Night Stalker. That's the hero he can kill off easily, and he will get the kill. Yule Scepter, a bit too late, probably wouldn't have mattered anyway. Mason will end there.
Yeah, good play from Mason there, realizing that he can actually still secure a kill for his team there, because Night Stalker was the only one that could not escape his pounce there. So that actually puts High Council of Wizards slightly ahead from that exchange.
Very big steal there from Bleak. I feel without that they definitely lose that fight.
Yeah, but there were a lot of spells that didn't got cast very well. The Skywrath ulti that you mentioned didn't do much, and for the God Bless side, I think they didn't really get a connection on the vacuum wall as well. The wall wasn't used, so...
It wasn't even used, yeah. It's only a level 2 vacuum anyway.
They need some more levels on the Darkseer, I think, before they try to take that fight again. So, I mean, they still want to be looking to take fights as much as they can since they went for the Blade Mail on the Wraith King. Ideally, he's the one that you want to be putting in front of the fight first, so
And
he can,
they just ignored him that fight.
yeah, so he can actually get his ultimate use. But
It's
like
always the issue with Wraith King, and it's part of the reason why we do see that Radiance build is
You
just to
force them-
ensure you can't ignore him.
yeah, you force them to focus you in fights, and even if there's no fights happening, Radiance helps you farm you.
That's the interesting thing with Blade Mail. It can be amazing against Skywrath Mage, but there's nothing that High Council does that forces. You know, it's not you're not a Legion or an Axe. They don't have to attack the Wraith King.
Yeah, and at this point, you're not doing enough damage to justify the enemy team ignoring you. So he's. I mean, it's still a good item in general. Like if you want to fight early, because it gives you damage and armor. But right now, it doesn't give him any farming speed, so he's falling behind in terms of net worth, and they're gonna be looking to be much more aggressive. They need to show someone mid though, otherwise this gang would not be successful.
Mason scurries forth. Did also complete a drums to go with the Shadow Blade. And now the smoke happens
Wow,
mid,
BKB
meanwhile, for God
complete-
bless.
BKB completed on Justin here, so he's
They
far
have
ahead.
some answers, but not great answers, and he's just so tanky as well. With a Sanjin Yasha also up. They head towards bottom, wrapping around to the Radiant Jungle, the southern half, but there's nobody home.
It's just a very good read by high councils of Wizards because they know that no one's pushing middle, everyone is just being safe, like hugging together, 2 on top, 3 in middle, just making sure that they don't get picked off by the Night Stalker.
And they're really taking advantage of these Ancients. This has to be at least the second triple quad stack that they've killed off.
They're not doing very good job in, the last game when we saw Root Gaming, they took really good care of the Ancients that the TA was trying to abuse, but this game we didn't see it from God Bless, so it's gonna allow the Alchemist to even go further ahead from his farm. So what does the Tusk actually build into this game? He actually has a medallion completed. He doesn't need the mech since the mech is already done
Just
by
a
the
Solar
Alchemist.
Crest for the... I think Solar Crest is quite good this game.
It's gonna make since the Alchemist doesn't get it, so it's gonna make the Alchemist really strong in team.
Or the Slark even. Although he's normally not getting focused.
Yeah, slugs generally you just cut in during the mid fights, you just wait for things to settle down, the Alchemist to get focused, and then you try to go behind and pick off the Wyvern, you pick off the Darkseer or the Night Stalker, the supports, the easier targets to go for.
We'll see what Demon wants to grab, but for now, God bless, continuing to mount their assault on the bottom lane. It's a bit of a slow siege though, as Bleak joins the fray. So clear out the wave. Great deep push here on the High Council.
They have to be really careful though, not to just, because they are always getting their heroes grouped up, but the other lanes are not taken care of, so they're actually wasting a lot of farm and experience on being inefficient in their movement. So they need to make sure that they don't actually keep doing that, because it's gonna put them into a very bad position since they'll fall behind further in the farm and experience department. And Alchemist is already putting his team ahead because of the Grievous Greed, so you don't want to fall further behind from that.
2,700 additional gold. Feels like just a moment ago that Justin snagged a BKB, and
The next item, what, AC, I guess?
probably.
There's a lot of physical damage from the Wraith King. It's either he
AC is really good with Slark
yeah,
as well.
it's either he goes AC or he goes what? What else can he go? Like Basher? Like Basher is like too early. I think it's
Yeah, he needs more attack speed. I think it's AC.
AC is like the best.
I guess Mjolnir's not bad, but I feel like AC just offers your team more overall.
Yeah, it's like the team composition, It's really helpful for a team.
Point is, he's gonna have a tier 4 item soon, if he wants it.
So we haven't actually seen any Darkseer combinations, so having the Blink right now is gonna help them.
We haven't seen any fighting, which is much to the chagrin of God bless.
He has to be very careful not to get silenced by the Skyrath in team fights. Until he gets the Greaves, he'll be safe from that, but until now, he still needs to be very careful. They do have the Iron Shell on the Night Stalker and the Wraith King to work with still with.
The smoke gank from Mason. He's the one in front. They get the lift off from Bleak. Follow-ups there. Yule Scepter just in the nick of time. Can he blink away? Reality? No, not quite. Not quite. No buyback available. Boy, they sure could have used that as Justin charges forward. Has the stun hanging on to it. For now, the Darkseer kept alive by the Cold Embrace, but already he's unloaded the combo. It doesn't seem like it's going to matter. So they lose the Queen of Pain without any kind of spells coming out. And she had a haste rune. Could have been a big engage if she had the buyback, but no buyback in sight.
Man, Gobdas hasn't been really able to take any team fights properly. They've been always...
Just look at the graph. Like, as soon as the fighting stopped, Winter, the graph just skyrockets in favor of High Council.
It's just the result of how they built the items on the Wraith King. If they went for a much more like a Midas, a much safer build, they would have been in a much better position. But right now, God Bless has to. The only way they can actually control the game is to keep on fighting. If they go into a farm trade, they're going to lose out immensely against the Alchemist. So they don't really have much choice but to. Like sometimes when you say you're falling behind, you try to farm, but in this sort of situation, there's no way they can keep farming when they fall behind. They need to just keep trying to fight, and hopefully they win a fight with their combo.
I mean, even the supports here, Demon or slash offlaners, the non-main cores are getting their creep scores up as well. Fog with a gem now grabbed. He was the man to purchase it as well. Closing on level 9, we see Bleak with a stolen Scream of Pain, so he also can turbo farm. Pretty much every hero, aside from the Skywrath, can just clear stacks like nobody's business.
Skywrath is the sad guy left out, you know.
Poor Giannis. What a life.
I think he only has like one or two things that he needs to do in team fights. Drop his ultimate on the Cold Embrace target, and hopefully you get the silence on the Darkseer. I think Darkseer and Queen, but Queen has you, so Darkseer should be, or the Wyvern should be the biggest target for him to silence. You need to be able to break the combo from the Vacuum Wall and the Winter's Curse.
And that's a completed AC. Meanwhile, a measly Maelstrom grabbed by the Wraith King.
It's like both carries, it's like one getting Maelstrom, one getting AC.
Oops. Well, Darkseer dead mid. Mason jumps in. Fog just there for the assist, it looks like.
And he's been getting so much done for his team, getting pickoffs, like scouting movements, and keeping up in terms of CS as well. Like if you look at his CS and his participation, Mason has been everywhere for his team when they need him.
Yeah, he's 4-0-5. He has been fairly involved, and he's 230 CS into this game.
That's why you don't really need Midas to farm quickly as a slug sometimes when you're able. That's why you rarely see slugs go Midas unless you can get away with it. Because you are able to move around the map with all the stat items, the stat based items, you move around faster. You take a fight, you're harder to kill, you get a kill because you have much more fighting orientated items rather than the Midas. It allows you to actually snowball faster compared to getting an early Midas. So he's been really involved and making a lot of stuff happening. The last fight, scouting out the Darkseer, which is the biggest deal for his team.
Mason giving the tower a little poke, Justin a punch, and it's going down. They also do have the completed Solar Crest now, so give this Alchemist 37 armor with the evasion. And that's without the ultimate.
How are they gonna kill this Wraith?
He's got Aegis. You just go in and start hitting the tower here.
And he's gonna be 16 in a couple of moments. Once he has 16, there's no way they can kill
2
him.
attacks per second. Justin goes to work. Mason also occasionally offering a bit of an assist here. Blinking past them, wanting to go into the back lines is Bill, but he gets silenced. He pops the blade now. They don't really care. They just hammer him down. That's the Wraith King ultimate. Already out of the picture. First one of the game. Will it matter? Snowball's going to drag Demon in a bit deep. And they punish this. Everybody blinky back. They want that safe kill on the Tusk. They will get it, but oh, nice Winter's Curse as Mason arrives. Mason runs into the combo. Will end up dropping a great hold here. Can Justin get out? Bogged also in danger. All of a sudden, God bless, rushing forward, looking for Bleak. Can they? Oh, no midi stun in time. Justin will also escape. Could have been 4.
Yeah, they needed to back there though. After, I think Alchemist without ulti is a big difference though. Like, he's a different hero when his ultimate is down. They needed to back, even though they had the Aegis on him. Once his ulti form was down, they needed to just back off and wait for his ulti. And Mason, even, like you mentioned, he went in too deep and he got caught by the Curse, Vacuum, Wall, Sonic Wave, everything. The whole kitchen sink gets thrown onto him. And Wraith King made a really good move there, I feel. Even though it might have looked like a bit silly that he just jumped in and he didn't do anything and he died. But that was the first reincarnation that he popped the whole game.
Well, you force the supports to use their spells on you.
It slowed them, so it's like a difficult situation. That's why I felt they needed to back. You know, once the Wraith King went down, the ulti got popped. But they were just too confident because they were leading by a huge margin, and they had Aegis as well. It's very common for teams to make this sort of error when you have the Aegis.
High Council maybe slightly pushed back by that. Still, though, the net worth lead substantial.
They're still in a really commanding position. So they have 16 on Alchemist right now.
And they still have the Aegis for 2.5 minutes. Do you think they go back down mid and try again, or is this gonna scare them and they just want to play it safe?
Probably finish the top tier 2 tower first, I guess, since they just lost the fight. You don't really want to... I mean, they don't really need to risk anything. They have the better late game as well with the Grievous Grid and Slug. So I don't think they need to risk anything at this point. They just have to like take it one step at a time. They're not in any rush and just not take big risks and just make sure that they do everything correctly, every small move. And they lost a gem from the last fight as well.
Yes, they did.
So
it's on the Winter Wyvern now.
Oh, Darkseer.
Pounce is going to find the Darkseer off the bat. Does have the mech available. Will deploy the wall, but blown up by the Alchemist stun. Only gets a single illusion, which Mason will quickly finish off. He does tank a Winter's Curse. Quapo, can they finish him? He's not dead yet though. Mason kept alive. Oh, this is looking bad for God Bless if they can't find that first kill. Now Bill being massacred by the man with the slap chop, and he goes in deeper, looking for 470 Illuminati. He keeps on hacking away. Winter Wyvern, the only thing standing between them and an additional kill. 3 heroes down. Looks like it may be 4. Justin, will he have mercy? He wants to make chop suey out of this rather tough and stringy Darkseer, but in the end, we'll settle for a tower. The 3 kills.
Man, again, good play by the Slug, scouting the Darkseer again. He's been always constantly trying to scout out the position of the combo heroes, you know. I think that's something that it's really important for them. You need to break the combo play from God Bless to be able to win the fight.
Aegis is expiring fairly shortly here. Justin will tank a Queen of Pain ult. Remember, Darkseer bought back to this stolen Bleak. It's a level 3 ultimate. Definitely wants to make sure he gets this off. Just lets it fly from long range. Barely clipping that quap. Man, that's a tongue twister. Now, going in deeper and deeper. Justin just doesn't give a crap. He'll end up finding an additional kill. Even Mason also on the dive.
Nice
Casually retreat out.
Nice Stalker finishes his Aghanim's.
And Bleak blasting the wave, then jumping away. So who has the gem now? Though they still have it on
Nice Stalker should
Gaia at least.
Yeah, Nice Stalker should be holding the gem with the Aghanims now. So what does the Alchemist go from here? He has another 5k go in the bank.
Just look at the net worth this game. It's so lopsided. You've got...
Okay, time to build Aghanims for what? Who do you give it first to? I guess the Rubik?
Rubik. Has to be, right? You'd much rather have the Rubik Ags than a Walrus Kick.
Or the Skywrath.
Skywrath feels like the worst
choice. I mean, you can argue Skywrath Ags is better if you have items on the Skywrath. Like maybe,
if he's like a core Skywrath.
Yeah, Bloodstone or Octarine Core. But right now, Rubik is definitely the most valuable hero to have your Aghanims on.
Also has the Blink, and that will allow him to make plays in the fight. 2,500 gold up, and that's with Ags number 1 complete down to 12.
That's why I feel like if you actually want to do this, you always can only do it if you max the Grievous Greed early. If you go for the Acid and Stun build, you are always not going to be in position to actually pump your team the Aghanims because you won't farm that much. But with the Grievous Greed max after the Acid, you are able to actually do this.
Yeah, all of a sudden that squishy little Rubik up to a beefy 1,400 HP.
He's not a little Rubik anymore. Come on.
he should get bigger. He should get bigger when he eats the eggs.
It's like a bloodlust, right?
Yeah. Harder, better, faster, stronger is Bleak now. The Courier moves in again. Looks like an Eye of Scotty under development for Mason. Very close to completing it.
Completing it.
Courier. Eagle. This would be a big hack. Double attack. Does kill it off.
The gem though.
Courier already had the ultimate orb. He just picked it up. Unfortunate for Mason.
Wow.
Eagle with the drive-by snipe. Very well done. And that will delay a potential Eye of Scotty for some time.
It's not a big deal at the end of the day. They're not in any rush to push or...
This team does need gold though. They really need gold. But it's only going to slightly dent the High Council's advantage.
What is the Wraith King going to do right now? Is he going to finish his...
I just feel like there's no good options at this point.
AC maybe? I mean, they can actually get a Vlad on probably the Night Stalker. I mean, at this point, the Wraith King has to build items that... Small items, but effective items. He needs to make use of every bit of the gold. I don't think he can save gold. If you are forced into a situation that you need to buy back one time on the Wraith King, I think the game is over for them.
Congregating top. The High Council will move in. Demon up in front on the Tusk. He's going to shard out the wave. 5 heroes occupying the dire jungle. Mason will be missing out on that Eye of Scotty, but let's see if that even thwarts them in the slightest. Justin strutting up and up now the Solar Crest. Yeah, here we go. Aegis or not, he's just going to quickly hack and slash this tower down. We'll finish it off. Uncontested, a free additional bounty of gold going the way of the High Council once more.
Very well disciplined.
And then they all retreat.
They get the tower, they get the push. It's much better play compared to the last time where they were overextending. So right now they smoked up. Roshan is spawning in what, 3 minutes possibly? No, this is not the timer yet.
Dyer's
It could be respawning in like 10 seconds. Oh no, another courier snipe perhaps? It's still very fast. Mason wants it. Speed burst.
So, is that
active just long
for
enough.
the Wraith King?
It must be.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Mjolnir. Well, it could still be an AC if he just wants to sit on a Maelstrom.
No, he has the recipe.
Oh, okay. So it is a Mjolnir then.
Man, this smoke has to work for them. Somehow. They are leading with the Night Stalker with Aghanims, so he's gonna give his team very good vision.
He does scout out Fogged. Not yet seen, but now the smoke revealed. Fogged on the run. Tanks the first Void. Has the Glimmer Cape available, but Reality jumps forward. They will secure the kill. Only a Skywrath, but a kill at least. Nice Roche up.
They have to,
unfortunately,
they have to secure the Roche though for...
Oh, this would be the time, but Winter, it's not up for 2.5 minutes.
Luck is not on their side, my friend. So Wraith King is gonna need to... I think you wanna have the level 16 before you do anything major. So they're gonna have the blink on the Wyvern, blink on the Darkseer, so this is gonna strengthen their chances of getting their combo off, and I still think he needs the Greaves though against the Skyroth to eliminate the possibility of getting silence in the team fight.
Yeah, at this point it does seem like he's going that route. Grabs the recipe. Also just needs to not be the one in front. This is where the ward game comes into play.
They just need the Wraith King to be in front, and it's gonna be nighttime in, what, 2 hours game time, so it's what, 1 minute?
Yeah, minute and a half, maybe.
They're gonna wait for nighttime, and it's gonna synchronize with the Roche spawn as well, so...
It could be big.
It's gonna allow them to control the map with the Aghanims Night Stalker, with the gem, give them vision, and they have the double blink on the Darkseer and the Wyvern, so this could be the timing that they need to secure this Aegis.
And that means push out the waves, get the map control going back your way a bit. So Queen of Pain will ult, quickly blasting out the creeps.
Skadi finally done from the slug, and the Alchemist is going back for Abyssal this game. I guess he doesn't really need to pump any Aghanims.
At that point, the Wraith King's just useless in the fights.
He's like...
I guess you have the slow.
I mean, with the Mjolnir, it changes things a little because
that's true.
He has some sort of damage right now with that attack speed, so they're gonna have
on the hunt. They do find Demon. Winter's Curse to committed just to secure that kill, and Bill, a couple of Maelstrom procs as Bleak jumps in. What's he gonna steal here? Glimmering, trying to retreat out, but Bill's on the hunt. He wants that pesky little Rubik. Come over here. Nice Aghanims, bro. Still dead, but the slap chop commences. Bill will die once. Justin, VK beat and just rushing forward, looking for a little bit more in the way of the Bash Slug. They're trying to fight the raid post. They lock him in position for now, courtesy of a single stun. Can they do the job? Mason only now arriving. It's a bit too late. Justin will drop as well. It's 4 dead. It could be Mason down too. He tries to Shadow Blade out, but they've got the detection. It's gonna be a full fucking, maybe not. Mason, can he do it? Can he turn it? He's got the ultimate still running, leaping, close. No, Reality doesn't want to let him get away. Not like this. Even the illusion trusting in. Mason's gonna pounce. The stun, he dark packs it up. Is it gonna be enough? One more pounce. Mason makes it out, but Reality says no. Keeps on running. Finally, he lives. The lone survivor of the Great High Council massacre.
That Alchemist illusion giving them the AC aura that they actually lacking. That was so huge.
What a fight!
They should be able to secure Roche. Right now, they're gonna scout the Roche, and I think at this point, you probably give the Aegis to the Queen. I think the Queen is actually doing a lot.
You know what's crazy about that fight? They didn't have like the 4 or 5 hero vacuum curse. They got a single hero curse on the Tusk, and it was still enough to win the fight.
Yeah, they wasted because they were able to actually kill the Tusk, and the Rubik didn't do anything the whole fight. They just got eliminated.
Mason's going in here, shards into the pit. He engages on the Bill. The ultimate's already up again though. Pops the blade now off the bat. Mason doesn't really want to wrangle with this wall. He will commit in the end, but second life now commencing. Reality jumping forward, lacking the mana to get off his ultimate. That could prove to be costly as Hikagaya will go down. On the other side of the fight, Tusk also dropping there, so 1 for 1, and Mason still in pursuit, trying to hunt down Eagle. He's the gem carrier. Mason doesn't have the best inventory right now, but could drop something like a kill. He gets silenced up. Now Darkseer arriving. Wraith King here as well. See ya, Mason. All of a sudden, God bless, blessed by their fighting potential here, are in great position to grab the Roche and the lead.
They got a very good movement there, getting the initiation on the Tusk the last time around, and they killed him once again at the second Roche fight. So this is going to give them the Aegis. Like I mentioned, I think Queen will probably be the best candidate for this Aegis. So it's going to allow her to probably get 2 ultimates off in a fight. If it
is it Refresher next, do you think? Or do you get like a Shiva's here, a Hex?
I think Shivers or even like all the items are really good choices. The Hex is gonna allow you to lock down the Alchemist before he pops.
Oh, you know what? I guess what I was really thinking is there any chance it's like a DPS queen? Oh, fucked. Hello. On your doorstep, the king just pokes him down.
Possible though with the
like
AC.
right click co-op, do you think?
I think it's possible because the Wraith King is not doing so much, so you can actually build the queen into a damage.
Oh, he's got a basher! He's doing a hell of a lot when he gets a crit like that, Bleak! All of a sudden deleted from a fight 3 heroes dead, and they're diving for the 4 demons down as well! Potentially a few more auto techs required, forcing out the buyback on the Slark, who does engage reality! He makes it out, has the Aegis still, and now the out comes in. With the help of the Slark, they do beat down 470 Illuminati off the bat. Your Winter's Curse now committed to hold Mason in position, where Bill's slowly chopping him down, silence, but the bashes keep on coming. Mason with the dieback. It's all up to Justin, the raid boss, the last man standing. But the Alk ultimate gonna wear off soon, Winter, and they may just be able to take this full tower, if not Lane of Rex. Reality has the ultimate. Aegis did pop in the end up to 6,000 gold.
He doesn't have his ultimate in 15 seconds. I don't think they can defend this.
The King's ultimate up in 40. Glyph now engaged. All of a sudden, the High Council collapsing. Look at the advantage they had. 17,000 gold, 12,000 experience.
Oh, no.
But Justin caught out. The ultimate's available now. He can heal up rather quickly. Instead, they're going to turn on Fog. No, Bleak also into the fight. He's thrown only the Wraith Fire Blast. They will get the Night Stalker. Looks like Reality down as well. Explodes in a hail of slaps and chops. But
they got back. They tried to go
Bill
back.
will retreat. Oh, no TP.
They tried to get back too late though. They needed to just focus the melee and just get out. I think
they did still get the melee though.
Losing the Night Stalker is fine though, but the Queen didn't have to die there. So that
didn't spend her gold either. She was up to like I think 63, 6,400.
We were talking about his items though. I think all the choices you mentioned, the Hex, AC going to DPS or even the Refresher will be very solid choices. If he's going to focus on getting the combo off, obviously you go for the Refresher or the Shivers. But if you want to go for damage, you go for like the AC, I guess, to buff the whole team up. But Hex also would be a good option to lock the Alchemist down if you can actually catch him before he pops his Chemical Rage. So all the options are really solid for the Queen here. I don't think there's any clear option that is really good here.
Well, Justin now has completed his Abyssal Blade. But getting to the point where item slots are a bit of an issue. Oh, Bill. This goes back to lacking the TP from much earlier. He's in quite far on his own, and Alchemist looks to make short work of him. This could be a double death. Does he blink out in time? Nope, Bill. Dead twice.
Damn, those 2 kills they gave away on the Queen and the Wraith King was actually really crucial after getting that melee Rex. It's giving High Council a lot of, return income after they expanded, what, a buyback on Slug and a buyback on the Tusk, I think?
Yeah, that sounds right. Right now, only the Slark's buyback.
No, Tusk didn't buyback.
Oh no, he just died and respawned fairly quickly.
Slug, I guess, then. So they're gonna push and try to force the Wraith King buyback here. Probably move to top after the creeps reach middle lane.
His ultimate will be up in 20. They do have the Darkseer blink, vacuum wall combination, and they're gonna begin this with the Queen of Pain ultimate. Justin, the man in front, they do have a Winter's Curse ready. Very durable though. This Alchemist dropping the wall. Justin, now does he want to walk back through it? He will with the help of a Glimmer Cape. Gets out to safety, so they force out the wall. They immediately retreat, but they do not force the Wraith King to buy back, unfortunately.
And they need to be really careful though, God bless. Even though they dealt a lot of damage the last fight, but they need to actually make sure that they don't give a lot away because it's still an Alchemist and Slug though. If you give too much away, they're still going to be able to overpower you. Let's see what the Wraith King is going for. He has enough for his Abyssal Blade.
Could be helpful here, especially because the Alk is just relying on like constantly chain bashing you, but if you can interrupt him with that, combine that with the Winter's Curse.
So they're going Shivas on Darkseer. Queen is going AC. Yeah, Queen is going AC.
Okay. Do you like that?
Yeah, I think it's good. They will have more damage on the Queen, more right click power, and everyone has more armor against Slug and Alchemist, which is what I think it's very good against them. It's making your whole team stronger and more durable.
The pinks come out. They just missed this ward.
They didn't see the ward with the Night Stalker?
He was too far to the south. He was like over here.
I mean, they have a lot of they have Ghost Scepters on both of their supports now. So like I mentioned, it's a really good Ghost Scepter game for the supports where
As long as Fog doesn't get fed an Aghanims anytime soon, I guess. I mean, it's at that point where maybe Justin does buy a secondary Ags for one of these heroes.
Like for who? For the Skywrath?
Skywrath, Tusk, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, even though you talk about the upgrade, it's not very useful for the Tusk, but it does give him HP when you pull him the Aghanims, so it makes your teammates more tanky.
Yeah, that's true. This might be one of those rare cases where the stats are just flat out better than... Oh... Justin.
Oh, everyone is blind now. Night Stalker has his ultimate activated.
Just little tiny circles of vision available, and Eagle is pursuing Justin. It's already a 5-second or 6-second BKB, so I guess getting that 1 second off would be nice.
Even Slug, a hero that has night vision, is like you're not seeing anything.
I'm blind, and that Slark is being forced back into a BKB. Mason wants to be able to be more manly and aggressive in these fights.
Yeah, BKB is very important to avoid getting silenced, and you know, it's not only that though, because if you curse the targets beside the Slug and the Slug has BKB, it doesn't affect him, so it's a really big change up for the Wyvern's ultimate.
Historically, Winter, this is where Alchemist kind of hits his power curve, maybe even like 5-10 minutes ago, but I guess with the Ags, it extends his relevance, but generally this is a hero that you go ultra late game.
He can still get Moonshot, he got an Axe on, what, the Skywrath and the Tusk.
Right.
There's still a long way to go for him.
In the past, like this would be where Alchemist kind of falls off. Yeah. But with the new Aghanims feeding potential, the Moonshards being added to the game, I guess Justin maybe has a longer window here.
He has more shopping to do, my friend.
Yeah, there's your Moonshards.
So
his attack, he's got to be like maxed on attack speed in his ultimate.
He can even like make a better item than the SMY late game, I guess.
This is when he's not in ult form, with the lower base attack time, mind you. Look how fast this guy hits. More than 2 attacks per second. He's going to be doing like 3 a second with the ult, I think.
They need to lock him down with everything, with the curse, with
the Abyssal Blade.
The Abyssal Blade as well, and drop everything on him.
Freshly completed now. Bill will clobber down that tower. It offers little resistance for the king.
I mean, even though they are actually not on par in terms of farm, but they are really good with the vision game that the support Night Stalker provides now. It's keeping them in the game.
Yeah, you see Fog trying his best to get some vision up, but Eagle may just deward this one almost immediately.
So they're actually going to commence with this push though. It might be really risky if they go for a fight now without the Aegis. I still think that High Council can actually win a team fight if they actually take the fight convincingly. With the newly acquired BKB on the Slug, they're actually really good in taking a team fight right now at the high ground.
I want to begin the siege here. We'll start with the tier 2. The king in front. He'll get the job done. Glyph going to be reserved for the high ground.
They're going to wait for the next version. I don't think they need to rush things, and they're going to be able to finish...
While they're waiting.
They're going to finish the Shivas on the Darkseer as well. I think it's really crucial to have that attack speed reduction against the Slug and the Alchemist. Alright. It probably doesn't matter that much on the Alchemist, I guess, since he's like, he's almost max attack speed.
I think he might be capped out when he's in ult form. What's the attack speed cap? It got raised, right?
600,
600 now. Yeah. I think he used to be 500.
Here goes the
Eagle, scouted off the bat. He's going to run into the pit. Oh, the jukes, the plays! Sprinting to freedom. Beautifully handled by the crafty Eagle.
The 5 blind mice with the Night Stalker on.
Yeah, I like that in and out of the pit. Really abusing the fog of war there.
No, they can actually take a fight soon. Chemical Rage. Down.
It's going to be down, and that's a huge aspect of the team fight here, but High Council might be just far enough away. Bleak also trying his best to retreat as the Glimmer Cape gets the stun, though, and this could be trouble. Do they try to protect the Rubik? Not worth it. Yeah. Say the High Council. They don't have a Rubik for a minute, but the middle lane's pushing out, and so too is the top lane. Roshan is back, and this may well just be a free one for God Bless.
Okay, so you put the Aegis on... I think it's the same thing. You put it on the Queen. You put the cheese on, I guess, the Wraith King. Yeah. Wraith King or Night Stalker, you put the cheese on.
I'm honestly impressed he even has this amount of farm, considering he didn't get a Midas or Radiance on the Wraith King. 7, 2, and 11.
I think they were just allowed back into the game though, when High Council made a lot of really bad mistakes. The team decisions that they overextended.
Well, as many often say, Dota is a game of mistakes. Aegis now on the clock.
Indeed, a game of mistakes and a game of discipline.
Discipline can wane as the hour grows late. It gets dark and lonely here on the map for the High Council. Vision. Somehow this magic ward has managed to survive, but Eagle, oh, very close to scouting it out here. Oh, there you go. Yep. He knows how they dodged away the last time. That will not be happening again. And Alchemist goes back for a Blink Dagger, Winter. Bit of a curveball here from Justin. Gets rid of the mech.
He's getting kited a lot though, so it's going to allow him to pick off the Wyvern first, which is a huge problem for him, the Cold Embrace, so I think it's a good choice here.
This is really random and probably irrelevant, but do you know if, what am I thinking of here? Can you disable the Wraith King ultimate with Silver Edge? Or no?
No.
Okay.
100% no.
That would be really good.
You can't really, it's like borrowed time as well, you can't actually disable that.
Yeah.
Except for
Doom.
Yeah. Doom.
But Doom does not disable even the Wraith King ult, right? He still gets it off, so...
You are doomed.
Except when you're the king. Then you just put on another crown and live to fight another day. Okay. Just curious, because I was thinking maybe Alchemist should consider a Silver Edge, but not an option.
Right now, the Queen has gone for the bots, and he still has like one item to... I think late game wise, Refresher probably one of the best choices here. But if he wants to go for much more DPS build, he goes for like, you want to go for Daedalus,
MKB, something like that.
There is a evasion.
Yeah, they have the
the
Solar Crest.
Yeah, MKB would be a good choice after this if he wants to go for right click. But for the Wraith King, his next item would probably MKB for the Wraith King as well. I think would be good.
Yeah, he's 4,400 gold here on Bill. He's packing some heat, and they're marching down mid. God bless with their Aegis freshly picked up. Oh, they're going for the flank attack! Hello, High Council! You want to go back to your base? Too bad, Fog! You'll be the first man down. Justin could be next. They lock him in position. He may end up stunning himself here. Does have the BKB going as it can wear off. Oh, barely avoids the self-stun, but still. A Skywrath less. The High Council must fight 4v5. It's going to be up to Mason to do a lot of the damage here. The heavy lifting's on him, and they pounce. They start the fight off on Reality, who's the Aegis carrier, committing a whole hell of a lot, including the Mason BKB. They need more. Wall was already used previously. No, just comes out right now. Looks like it got cast mid-click there, and, well, the rest of the team...
Wall.
Oh, that's the Rubik Wall. Okay, I was going to say, I thought it was on cooldown. Bleak trying to steal it. Now the dagger comes out, but doesn't really seem to matter. They force out the Alchemist buyback as the Wraith King finishes him off, but he has no BKB. Oh, no. Chemical Rage has just pulled down the self-stun. No, this could be it for Justin. The dieback. Gotta be careful here. The bash. He's down. They've slain the ogre. The beast is out of the picture. And God bless, are on the verge of taking this one, stealing it from the High Council. Wraith King stores his ultimate. Will pop now. Reality though. No Aegis. Close to dying. Breaks out. Barely escaping, but Bleak will finish him off, maybe punished for this by Eagle, who continues to run him down while the rest of the team is busy pursuing Mason. They're diving a bit far here. Queen of Pain gonna buy back, re-engages immediately. Rubik making it back to the safety of the well, but they only so far get a range Rax out of all this.
Take another set of Rax though. I think they need to use this.
They've got all 5.
70 seconds.
They're going in.
Wraith King ultimate is up in 28 seconds.
Should be up for this fight. Also, the Darkseer wall cooling down in 10. Bleak, currently just a measly Wraithfire Blast for him. Needs that big spell steal here down the stretch. Mason's going to initiate. They start with the Demon Snowball, trying to engage on the Bill. Still a little bit of time before he's got the ult, but he does have a buyback. Can he BOT buy back in? We'll see. For now, hanging on to it, the rest of the team scrambling the retreat, but Illuminati also getting caught. Mason starting to really stack up here. He's got 150 bonus agility. Oh my goodness, this Slark has basically gotten like 3 free butterflies, and then some. This is out of control.
They needed the Wraith King ultimate to be online though. That was just a bit too aggressive there. I think if they waited a little, then probably the Slug would have hesitated to go in there. That was a really key mistake there, but at the end of the day, what did they achieve? They got a range Rex, they forced a buyback from Alchemist, they got another tier 3 tower.
And they also bought back they forced the Tusk buyback as well there.
But they used the Queen buyback on their own, so I mean, it's more or less even, I guess.
They also break down the tier 3 mid now, so it is an exposed lane of Rax here coming down the stretch, but...
So the Queen is actually going for
God bless, not out of it.
The Queen is going to get an MKB. Darkseer is going to get, well, a late game Solar Crest, I guess.
Ugh.
Since no one has
MKB.
Yeah. Slug probably will get one, I guess.
It probably is the Slark's last big item here.
He still has Moonshot, so...
Yeah.
Butterfly.
Oh.
So it's gonna actually add even more merit to the MKB from the Queen of Pain. But that's gonna force the Wraith King to get an MKB. He actually just committed for the BT, so the Boots of Travel though. I guess he hasn't actually seen...
Well, I think he sees that last one. He's like, if I have buyback Boots of Travel there, maybe it's a different fight, because the ultimate would have cooled down. They're fighting without the Alk, so I kind of like this.
Yeah, that's also another key thing about the buyback. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Eagle, he's got a pocket gem in the stash, and he may need it because he's been found. And he will go down. Yep, one more zap from Bleak does the job. Who has stolen vacuum, level 4.
Pocket gem. Pocket rapist and pocket gem.
Just for a rainy day. The rain might be coming now. Justin, storming down the mid lane. He is hitting for over 3 attacks per second, Winter.
He's actually not that strong though, as I expected. He still dies under the
Well, the Abyssal Blade is really big against him now, because that, like, you're on a 5-second BKB, the Abyssal Blade is almost half of your BKB duration. Then you've got to worry about the Winter's Curse.
I actually think that... Oh no, someone...
Just that one slap from Bill. Mason and Justin really sitting back here. It's the High Council. They're up against it now, but they do have what could be the game changer. Maybe a Lotus Orb for Bleak. Maybe you can counter the Winter's Curse.
This smoke can also be a game changer, my friend.
They're diving. Bill, the man in front. Mason, also up on the high ground.
Keep your eyes on the Darkseid and the Wyvern here.
They have blinks on both. Bill, Surge, initiating. On to Bleak he goes. The follow comes from the Wyvern off the bat. Winter's Curse quickly removing one. Now the vacuum back as well. Justin caught within the wall trying to man-fight the King, but his majesty will not be defeated so easily. Reality there to force Justin back all the way to the well. Maybe a bit too far, and he gets uppercutted. Turned on. Snowballing all over the place. Mason trying to back his way out of here. They do isolate. Finish up the Queen of Pain. That's a dieback for her. They overextend, only gaining 2 support kills. Maybe now we just go back the other way. Eagle. Oh no, he didn't make it out. He tried to TP. This is the pocket gem, and it's gone as well. The map control quickly evaporating after that. And Justin, to celebrate, will slap himself in the head with a stun.
And they're gonna have another Lotus Orb as well. Talk about the game changer. Tusk is gonna finish hits, so they'll have 2 Lotus Orb to deal with the Winter's Curse, the Abyssal Blade, the stuns from the Wraith King, so they need to be very careful with dropping their ultimates now.
Winter, as we hit the 57-minute mark, our second hour-long-ish game already of the day.
It's time for a BKB on the Wraith King.
We're basically dead even.
Time for a BKB on the Wraith King, my friend.
Time for another item. He's got 6k gold. Yeah, get rid of your treads here.
You get BKB plus... or MKB, which is actually much more valuable. It's a tough decision. He needs both of them.
They're gonna surge in. Pick a guy up, initiates onto Mason. Nope, just kidding. Hello. Just wanted to let you know I'm still in the game. I'm still a relevant hero.
He's one of their key heroes.
And he's got the ultimate now. It was on cooldown previously. They're going to BOT in 1. It barely makes it in. Justin TPing into the 39 HP creep. Buyback's not available on the Queen of Pain, and they're going for it. All of a sudden, the High Council looking to take their own lane of racks mid-down, smashed to bits. Mason will finish off the range, and now they rotate. They're going for the 2, for there is a glyph available. Only 14 seconds for the Night Stalker, longer for the Quap. 2 quick lanes of racks. All of this from the Queen of Pain dieback. They've got to make something happen. Bill wants to go, and he jumps. He will isolate Bleak, trying to finish him off the bat as the fight breaks out. The vacuum Winter's Curse combo, beautifully played, but not necessarily enough. Bleak hanging on through this. They do lose 2. Wraith King's back, but Mason going to work. Mason, 15 stacks so far, and more to come. 20, and hunting. Justin still alive, pouncing forward. Eagle back. They buy back on the Wraith King, and now the High Council, content with what they've achieved, just want to retreat safely. Fogged. Dropping a ward on the way out, the Wyvern in pursuit. Looks like they should be able to get the Scarth Mage most likely, but Mason tries to counter this one. Starting to work on reality here, up to 24 stacks, and on the forward side of the fight, Eagle's in very deep, where the Alchemist will make short work of him. Ghost Scepter's trying to retreat out, runs the other direction with that last Scarth Mage. One more auto tick should be the difference maker. Down as well. That's a dieback on the Night Stalker. Now it's the Wyvern's turn to rejoin the fight, but Bill's already having to run away, and they've still got both big, beefy carries alive. God bless this team, Winter, but few too many dives in the mid lane, few too many fountain rushes, and it seems the High Council will barely eke out a win here.
And they've been really shaky in this game. This game was never meant to be this close.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall for some of those internal discussions after the way this game went. God bless. Not ready to throw in the towel just yet. Winter's Curse still 10 seconds off cooldown. And they're not actually going to be able to engage before they lose potentially the Mega Creeps here. And now Bill jumping in onto Justin, but the beautiful time Lotus Orb there means both heroes are just stunned. And he says, you know what, I may die, but I am taking the final lane of Rax. Mega Creeps now in the cards. High Council getting what they need, and everybody else scrambling backwards. Justin going to retreat out. Bleak back to the well. They maybe lose 1 or 2 here, but still, it's an uphill battle. God bless. May just have to go all in. Skywrath will drop a bounty of 2 gems. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Tower is under attack.
Now it's time for tower defense.
Time for Vladmir's offering on someone. You need a Vlad to be able to defend this. But I still feel that it's not much hope left for them though. What High Council needs to do to secure the win is to get the next Roshan and just have buyback on everyone. I think the Alk buyback has been up, right? Yeah, he has buyback. So basically everyone has buyback.
His buyback, and he's just bought another Aghanim Scepter. This one will go to Demon, who will now get to activate the Walrus Kick.
Not sure how much usefulness is that gonna be in the team fights, but we'll see. If he can actually kick the Darkseer or the Wyvern out of position, it might actually allow his team to actually finish or get a very easy pickoff. It's like what, 200 damage, right? It's not very high damage, but
no, it's more about the slow as well as the kickback.
Yeah, the positioning tool. You reposition.
Yeah, like you mentioned, very similar to an Earth Spirit in some ways. With the added benefits of the sigil and the snowball still to support your team, but at this point, God bless. They're absolutely backed into a corner.
Time to give the Aegis and Cheese to the supports.
So they're getting free Aghanims, now they're getting an Aegis and Cheese. This is a dream game for many of the supports here on the High Council side. Everybody now officially eclipsing the 10k net worth mark as we hit the 61-minute stage of this game. It has been back and forth. I mean, just look at the graph. Went from an 18k gold lead down to 5k the other direction, now 15k back up and dropping towards God Bless as they jump into the Roach Pit. They're going for this. It seems High Council may just have to let it go. I don't even know if they care.
Huh.
They still have the Mega Creeps, but
they didn't scout the Roche though. I think that was really...
Tier 4 is under siege here, and I think now they start to realize what's going on, but already Aegis hitting the deck. Somebody grabbed the damn Aegis. Okay, 470 Illuminati, he'll take it. Shards come out, he blinks away, and we'll scurry back.
So this time around they'll have the MKB on the Wraith King, I think, like I mentioned.
And the Queen of Pain could buy hers, which she'll do right now. So
they have
double MKB, and exactly as that gets grabbed...
Time for a pause to rethink your strategy. Coach Jimmy calls a timeout. This is a good time to take a break, LD.
Oof. Only game 1, man.
But this team has been really shaky in their decision.
I feel like a lot of the Dota today, the teams look maybe a little rusty. There hasn't been a whole lot going on in NA the past 2 weeks.
When you look at a team like God Bless, it's kind of expected they have all these very, shaky decisions because they are like a relatively unknown team, lack of experience. But the team on the Radiant side, however, is not lacking in experience. So
that they certainly are not. Well, I have to say, Justin has been a pretty high impact player for the team, though. The new addition, relatively unknown in the competitive scene, standing in for Clairvoyance and replacing him, and he's I think overall lived up to the expectations on him.
I think the Slug has been doing much more work this game, though. Like Alchemist hasn't been like a big threat in a lot of the fights. He's been just very tanky, but he hasn't been really killing or doing much. He's just been like...
It does feel like it's the nature of the hero, though, in this game. There's so much control for him.
Yeah, I guess it's because he's just up against a lot of control, but when you see Alchemist get a good start, he did get a really good start this game. You see a lot of Alchemists just go out of control. You blink in and you kill one hero, two heroes very quickly.
Would you have liked to see an earlier blink? Because he only got one like 40 minutes in or so.
I'm not sure though. I don't really think his item build has been... It's just he got caught out like in a few questionable decisions because his, I guess, lack of experience like clearly showed there in those couple of times when he died. Like I think the crucial one was when he bought out and he died and he cost his team a side of Rex. That was like the biggest one. But
yeah, that was a chain of feeds though, to be fair to Justin.
It wasn't only him, it was his team as well. But I think overall the Slug has been doing more work in the game. He has been like getting a lot of stacks on his Essence Shift and focusing the right targets, and his item selection.
It's rare that you see someone with 50 Essence, 150 agility. That's crazy. And now with even more evasion.
It's like close to focus fire attack speed.
Not to mention the damage. That's half a rapier. But now Mason brought back to the mortal plane, only sitting at 185 base, not the 300 plus we saw earlier.
Yeah, I still think if they want to defend this Mega Crypts, they need a Vladimir's offering though. Maybe on the Night Stalker.
Also something the High Council could definitely use here.
Yeah, but they don't have really good... I guess Jimmy can actually get it. The Tusk is a good choice here.
He's got the money for it, but saving for now.
But he can actually go for even bigger items though. Like you want to go for maybe... Oh, what else is there to go for actually? Think about it. There's nothing much you can actually buy. I think Vlad is probably the best team item he can get right now. So...
Eagle just sweeping the woods for wards. Doesn't find any. He'll TP on home. But it is always going to be a game where God bless her. The team that has to react and show themselves. Up against the Mega Creeps now. As the unpause is over, they jump. 470 Illuminati, nice blink back. He's going to dodge away. They're still thinking about a dive. Justin will be stunning himself here, but with the ultimate active, doesn't usually matter. Meanwhile, the Dire Courier gets picked off. Mason in quite far though, and he does get cursed. This could be dangerous for him. Now Silence, BK Bean trying to turn this one around. 6, 7. Essence Shift's charges starting to really stack up. Still is the ultimate available on the other side of the fight. There's been an X marks the spot, double wall combo. Rubik with the steal. Now the punch in from Demon, popping the Aegis to begin the next round of engagement. Now Eagle chasing forward, wants to get off the silence, but Jimmy going in deep. There's the cheese, the follow-up, the pass-off, trying to keep it alive, and now Demon could be in trouble here. Even with the Lotus Orb, will just get auto-attacked down, but Creeps will eviscerate that tier 4, forcing everybody back. And it seems death by 1,000 cuts may be the way that God Bless goes out. Even if they get a kill here or there, they are not pushing these lanes out.
Man. Only one hero died with that engagement, and an Aegis. When the Slug was actually fighting behind, I think his team didn't have the damage in front though. They were fighting when the Rubik stole the Darkseer wall. Epic boss fight.
I just want to have like a rumble in the jungle. Just like throw the Wraith King into like a death cage with the Alchemist or the Slark and...
Queen gets he sold his use for a Dominator.
Ah. You got the 1 mega ranged creep, that's cute.
You have lifesteal right now to keep pushing.
Yeah. Don't see her winning any man fights on her own, but with the help of the support.
The Queen doesn't need to win the man fight. The King needs to win the man fight.
Oh yeah, that's a BOT's level 2 as well as a Monkey King bar, and still 2k gold in the bank. Why the hell not? And he's already given away 2 eggs, so we're looking at a 40k net worth Alchemist this game.
Skyrath is screaming, "Where's my eggs?"
Yeah, maybe now Justin will get it for him. Still has the SMY, so technically there's room for 1 more item. But it's really not about the heroes. At this point, it's the creeps. I guess they're doing the Lord's work for the High Council.
Yeah, I guess Guardi is the upgrade for the SMY. It's very similar in the sense where it gives you stats and gives you a slow. So the Vlads come start for both the teams right now.
Oh, interesting. Of course, the God Bless already has the kind of the built-in Vlads, courtesy of your Wraith King.
Well, it doesn't give you armor though.
That's true. He's critting for 1140.
And he's gonna crit more when he's around the Vlad's aura.
Is this where you consider like a Rapier maybe, Winter?
I'm not sure if Rapier would change the game though, but what would you actually, I guess you sell the you sell your blade mail, then you get an upgraded item, and then you get a moonshot.
Uh-oh. Jumping in, Illuminati straight into the middle of the entire enemy team! Well, that was an act of seppuku. And down he goes. Dead for 80 seconds. That's probably the throne. Justin will work on it. Creeps are rushing in. This is time for the final boss fight. Cue up the Attack on Titan music. Demon getting silenced now. Void comes out, quickly cleansed out by the Lotus Orb. Snowballs kicks Reality away because he wants to leave space for Mason to poke at the throne. The wall even there is a zoning tactic, but Justin isolated. The King going to work on a bash after bash after bash, but getting counter bashed by Mason. Justin barely slips away. That's the first life of the Wraith King, though. He's got a second one to work with here as Mason goes in again, up to 12 stacks and rising. Reality endangered. Buyback not available for dead for 100, and that might be that. Ikagaya about to go down. The throne continues to just tie to the creeps. True MVPs of this game. Justin comes in and will collect the glory. Whew! And the High Council will take game 1.
Very, very shaky game 1 though. I think they're never going to be happy about this game though, even though they're like the clear favorites in this matchup. And the way that they finished the game is just not satisfying at all for them. They needed to actually be much more clean in their execution. They got off to a really good start from the Rubik and the Skyrath, allowing them to control the Darkseal. The Darkseal and the Night Stalker at the first 5-6 minutes practically didn't do anything. Alchemist got off to a really good start. Tusk got his levels, and Slug was like free farming, so they
should have been like an auto win if they play right.
Yeah, they won all their lanes, so it should have been a really easy game though. I'm not like taking anything away from God Bless, but it's more on High Council that they didn't really execute when they were like, if you're a really solid team, that shouldn't have happened in a game like this.
Well, God Bless still showing a lot of poise here under pressure. They did overextend, and ultimately that one extra dieback cost them. Yeah, I mean, cost them brutally 2 full lanes of Rex, but
expected though.
They clawed their way back in from a 17k gold deficit, so still very impressive.
It's really expected from a team that has less experience, where they make mistakes like this. They overcommit. They use a buyback when they already secured the Rex, and they didn't back off when the heroes are respawning. But I definitely agree that they definitely show potential as a team though. So let's see what they have in store for game 2.
Game 2 next, guys. This is a best of 3. Stick around. You're watching the Summit for America. We'll be back.